If you watched my recent video on the Wesson DWX Compact, you'll know that I had a couple of issues with it. One was a safety issue, which I talked about in a separate short video, not a short, but a short length. Anyway, a shorter video. Took care of the safety issue on it. The other was the magazine issue. Gun comes with two magazines, and they are basically your CZ75 magazine. So it comes with two of those in the box, Dan Wesson logo on the bottom. And yeah, I do like Dan Wesson guns. If you watch my Great Affordable 1911 series, I had several Dan Wesson guns in there, and I think they are the premier production 1911. Anyway, it came with two magazines, and they're basically CZ75 type magazines, or CZ75 Compact. Well, I just happen to have a P01, which is effectively a 75 Compact, and by gosh, it has magazines that look very much the same. So I figured, well, no big deal. I've got a bunch of spare magazines for the P01. I thought that I would use some of those and have my backup magazines. Problem is, they don't fit. The biggest issue is going to be the floor plate difference. You can see that the lip on the floor plate that goes around the protrusion on the magazine to hold it in on the Dan Wesson magazine is a whole lot different than the 15-round magazines I got for the P01. Now, the P01 came with 14-round magazines, which of course definitely won't fit. Well, I got a hold of Dan Wesson, actually CZ Parts, and on their website, it doesn't give you an option for looking at DWX Compact, just DWX period. Well, okay, DWX should be a DWX. You can, in my Glock, I can use a Glock 34 17 magazine and a 19 or 26. Full-size 75 magazines will fit in the Compact or the P01 model. I'm not aware of any, well, even my Staccato P-Mags will fit in the Staccato C2. So usually when the manufacturer just shortens the frame to make a more compact gun out of it, you can still use the larger magazines in the smaller gun. Well, it doesn't work that way with a DWX. The DWX Compact, turns out, it takes a CZ75 magazine. The DWX full-size takes something a little different, which we'll get into in just a second. So I went on the website and looked up DWX parts and figured I'd get some base plates, and I ordered 5 nice aluminum base plates for the DWX. Now, nowhere on the internet at all, nowhere on their website did it say these will not work in a DWX Compact. Well, turns out they won't. The DWX magazine is a 75. The full size, now this is for a subcompact P10, but the full size takes a P10 mag, and a P10 mag is different than a CZ75 mag. It does not fit in the gun. The mag body is wider, and you can see when I tried to put the aluminum base plate on a CZ75 type magazine, there's a lot of slop in it. First thing I thought was, well, wait a minute, they build them wrong. Well, CZ doesn't build things wrong, but when I dug deeper, I found out that the P10 magazine is what's designed for those base plates. But again, it didn't say these won't fit on the compact model. So I filled out a return order, and hopefully I'll send them back. But then I found the solution by looking at the floor plates for the original 14-round magazines for the P01. So I took the floor plate and also the spring assembly, which has the part that holds onto the floor plate, is a little different. So I took the floor plate off of my 14-round magazine, put it on a 15-round, and I did the same thing with the slightly extended one. These are the two that came with my P01, and lo and behold, they do now fit. Now this one also gives me an advantage. I've got a little bit of a lip on the front that I can pull the magazine out if I get a double feed, where I've got really nothing to get a hold of on the stock magazine. If I get a double feed, it's going to be much more difficult to get that magazine out. But also with it's a rubberized floor plate that comes along with the 14-round magazine. Put that in, works just fine, fits just fine. Now, some people will say, well, gee, they no longer fit in your P01, and they still do. There's just a little bit of a gap. Is that going to be a pinch issue? If you had bigger hands, yeah, maybe, but they're still going to work. So, magazines are different between the DWX Compact And the DWX full size, if you go on the CZ website and order base plates for the DWX, understand you're going to get them for the full size, which is a P10 mag, not the compact, which is a CZ75 type mag. Now, you can also get base plates specifically for the Dan Wesson. They'll be exactly like this one right here from, I believe it's Henning that makes these, in fact. They're about $20 a piece, or you can just get the old style CZ75 floor plates that go with the original mags, not the extended ones, and the 14-round mags, and they're going to work. So another problem solved. I don't understand why they decided to have two different magazine styles with just different frame size. First I've ever seen that in all the years I've been working with guns. Anyway, problem solved. I now have 4 usable magazines, and maybe just get a couple more standard base plates, and they'll be able to work. Or maybe somebody will do some 3D printing for the longer magazines, and I'll be able to adapt those to the compact DWX. All right, problem number 2 solved. I don't know why Dan Wesson didn't fix that in the first place, but there we are. Thanks for stopping in.